Welcome back to the Roadshow. This morning in the Buzz, U.S. Representative Barney Frank is coming to the defense of U.S. Senator Scott Brown's daughters in a letter that he's fired off to reality TV comedian Kathy Griffin. In her latest installment of the show My Life on the D-List, Griffin called the Bay State's senators' daughters, Ayla and Ariana, prostitutes. The episode was set in Washington, D.C. as Griffin asked Frank, among other politicians, to repeal the Don't Ask, Don't Tell policy. Well, last week, Brown himself said, quote, families are off limits and that Griffin and Bravo should be ashamed of themselves. Frank's letter went a little bit further, saying, having agreed to go on your show, I was particularly disappointed in the terrible comment you made about Senator Scott Brown's daughters. I think it's possible to have fun, even poke fun at people in my business, without this kind of completely unfair attack. And Ben, I have to ask you, first of all, because you're the comedian here, and you know, your jokes come out of a place of personal experience and personal stories. Is this off limits? Is this totally game? I mean, what are the rules?
I don't know the context that she said those comments in, but no, not really, unfortunately. It's, you know, especially Ayla has done. She did the American Idol thing. She's kind of trying to do the showbiz thing. So guess what? You're on the spotlight now. So that's what's going to happen. You know, I don't always think it's tasteful, and I don't do stuff like that. I kind of draw on stuff from personal experiences. But you know, if they're of age, I think some of the comments that Letterman made when he talked about Sarah Palin's daughter,
who was underage.
Like, she was like 12 years old. I think that's just totally distasteful. But I mean, this is how comedians, you know, unfortunately, make a living. So
what do you think, Patrick?
I don't think it's off limits.
I don't think Kathy Griffin's funny. I think she's a clown. I don't, you know, I don't find her amusing at all. Having kids and being, I mean, I'm not a politician. I'm not like an A-list.
People know who you are when you go to the supermarket.
Sure. I would be very offended if my kids were the target or the subject matter of something like this when they would do nothing to provoke it. Now, I know Ayla Brown has been on American Idol. I know
what if Connor, when you say 20 years old, is you know, trying to do the showbiz thing and follow maybe in your footsteps, and maybe he lands a job with E or something like that, and he's in the spotlight? Is that?
So I mean, if he has a reason to if he becomes a reason to be part of a storyline or a script or a punchline or something like that, that's one thing I would think. But you know, the kids don't ask to be public figures. But Ayla's different. I will say that that situation's different. But if you, I just think family should be off limits. If a politician gets divorced, cheats on his wife, gets caught in a gambling scandal, anything like that, they're fair game. But I think the kids are off limits.
Well, I also think that it's unfair for women to be attacking women in this way. You know, I mean, she's standing up for certain rights and yet tearing down members of her own gender, and I think that's unfortunate. So, you know, I do think that you're out in the public eye and that sort of thing. But I do find Kathy Griffin funny. Even some of her more, you know, off-color humor I find funny.
It's just more distasteful, but I mean, you know, since the beginning of time, that's how comedians.
How would she like it if someone called her a prostitute?
Well, I think she would make a joke about it.
She's a clown.
Throwing it over to Courtney Caligiuri in the New England Tech Center this morning, and Courtney, this has really ruffled some feathers in Washington, D.C.
Yeah, I've yet to find anyone on our live blog or Facebook that actually agreed with Kathy, so I'll read some of those comments now, and we'll start on our homepage on foxprovidence.com. This one's from Smokey Wolves, and she said, I would think she meant it as a joke, maybe not a good one, but still a joke, and the girls have got to have thick skin to not let it bother them. And Aaron S. says, I agree with Patrick. I don't like her and never have. I think she uses other people to make her look funny. Here's the poll right underneath the live blog. Do you think Kathy Griffin's comments were out of line? A, yes, they were hurtful and unnecessary, or B, no, they were meant as a joke. And if you're on Facebook updating your statuses this Monday morning, you can weigh in with the 6 other people who are leaving some comments there on our Facebook page. And this one's from Amanda Fell. She says, I think people need to learn to take a joke and relax and not take everything so seriously. And Donna Stanley says, I love to joke around and I can take it just as much as I give it, but as a parent, it becomes personal when family is attacked, especially when it's your children. So you can contact us a number of ways this morning, and we'll have those poll results for you in about half hour to see what you all said. For now, we're going to head back into the